for most people living with Alzheimer's, it's the evenings that are the hardest time for them. But for me, it's the mornings. I'm just like a zombie in the morning. I'm just sitting there gazing, into the wall or something. And by early to mid-afternoon, I come online again. What I began to notice is that I couldn't remember my students' names. I would fumble, and I felt very awkward about it. And then I also realized that my lectures sometimes kind of fell apart, and I kind of worried that I was repeating myself. And so I just assumed that this was normal aging.
I had noticed that the work that she had done for years, consulting and preparing for presentations, took considerably longer.
I've noticed when I would talk to my mom on the phone and she would sometimes tell me the same things that she had already told me, or she would forget to tell me something important.
When I first got the diagnosis, it really was a form of shock and just being stunned. And it was a time of grief, and it was a time of, this kind of 180-degree change in our retired lives, to think this isn't going to go away. Tim's been a star and a real trooper through this, and I have to remind myself from time to time that he's doing his own way of being sad about this and anxious about what we're going to do in the future. The nurse practitioner said, you need to get in touch with the Alzheimer's Association. And they then reached out to us, which I was grateful for.
One of the benefits of living with early stage Alzheimer's for Betsy and for me has been the advocacy that she's learned about how to do with Alzheimer's Association.
Right away, she hopped in and said, what can I do? How can I help? How can I be useful?
My work with the Alzheimer's Association has really saved my emotional life, if you will. My background in social work and my background in teaching has given me skills and comfort with doing public speaking.
She can speak better to a group of people than 99% of the general population.
The one that stands out the most for me was one of their national forums. So the Alzheimer's associations from all over the country descend upon Washington, D.C. to lobby and to meet. And I was asked to be the keynote speaker for that, for giving a first-person story. Because I just think that destigmatizing the disease is huge, and people could hear me speak. My friends could hear me speak, and I was the same person.
This was just like what she's always done. She just shifted the focus from children and families to Alzheimer's Association. So it was kind of like a natural pivot for her.
There are limitations that come with Alzheimer's, but there are other things that she can do better than anyone else. And so I think that's been really remarkable to see, all the things that she's held on to.
This is her way, I think, of just taking it on head on and not being intimidated by it and not feeling like she's doomed. She has a purpose.
Betsy's very special. She's amazingly independent. She's the one in the family that really has made a mark.
We're really proud of her, that she's done so much to give back and to spread the word since she's been diagnosed. And the diagnosis has just, in a way, propelled her and not held her back.
Despite the disease, we haven't slowed down very much. I think it's a day at a time, but we also feel like for now we're blessed and we're not going to worry too much about what the future holds.